Whoa. Let me fix this mic so I can get it correct. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back again. It's me and my lovely wife, Natasha Lee. I be trying to get her to come in and speak sometimes so much, but she just don't want to speak to the people. And I be having to make her she be so mad at me. So like right now, she ready to go to sleep. She did like, look, I ain't finna, I'm ready to go to bed. You need to hurry up.
My eyes are halfway closed.
Baby, your eyes are halfway closed because of what you was drinking. But I ain't here to tell y'all what she was drinking though. I ain't doing that. So look, we got a question. Why is everybody mad at each other? That's what I don't understand. I need to understand listen, how can we progress, my beautiful people, if everybody is constantly mad at each other and don't nobody believe in relationships? I just need to understand why we don't believe in relationships. I need to understand why we don't believe in marriage anymore. Why are we not trying to get married? Why is everybody trying to live their best life? What are we fussing? What are we fussing about? What's the problem? Now, I'm gonna be first to say that it's not like, most people try to be like, well, y'all got the perfect marriage. We don't got no perfect marriage. Like our marriage struggle like everybody else. So I'm trying to figure out at what point did y'all feel like people don't struggle in marriages? I'm trying to figure that out.
That is easy.
That is easy. So your parents been married how long?
Well, at least 40 years.
40 years. So she grew up in a household with two family household, two parent household, and they've been married 4 years. So congratulations on that. So she's seen it from the side of how they made it work and how they struggled. And I grew up in the household where my papa was a Rolling Stone. But bless his soul. But I didn't get a chance to see that marriage side. So one could say that I probably would be more inclined to be not wanting to get married versus you would be more inclined to get married. And that ain't the case. I was more inclined to get married and she didn't want to get married at all whatsoever. So she grew up in the house with somebody where the mother and the father was married for 40 years and she didn't want no parts of marriage. So the question is, why is everybody assuming that it's either going to work or it's not going to work, or they're assuming it's perfect? And that's what we're here to talk about. So look, we ain't going to keep you long because she won't let me keep you long. If we need to do a part two, y'all need to tell me we need to do a part two because I'll do a part two if I got to do it by myself. But I want to try to figure out what's going on and why people just feel like everything got to be perfect. Tell me one thing that you know that's perfect. I don't know one thing in life that's perfect. Life is hard as you know what. And so I'm trying to figure out, if y'all know it's going to be struggles and trials and tribulations, why as soon as you hit some type of roadblock, why are we so quick to say, this ain't it, I'm moving on to the next person? Because 9 times out of 10, when you get to the next person, you be like, damn, I might have should have stayed with the last person. So now you pissed off. So I need to understand that. Why do we want to give up so easily, give up so fast? Because we're going to talk about why we can't stand each other. And I'm going to tell you why, the purpose of this. So what'd you say, Chris? Facebook is a false narrative of trials and tribulation of marriage. That's a fact. That's a fact, Chris. That's a fact, Max. It is not perfect, but people don't understand that. So people jump into a situation, we jump into a relationship, and we'll say, well, this didn't work out, or because I don't like this person because of X, Y, and Z. We'd be so quick to give up. And so we want to jump into a real quick deep dive. Excuse me, miss, cut that off. Or put your headphones in. We want to jump into a real quick deep dive of what we don't like about each other. You know why? Because when you see that there are things that people deal with and people struggle with, then it may give you an idea of, hey, we struggle with the same thing. So, why we can't make it work? Because we've been married for 12 years and we made it work through a whole lot of things. So this is unscripted as everything, because we real in the field, like Holyfield. So this is we ain't sat down, let's write this down, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. So she might say some things that when we cut this camera off, we might be like Ike and Tina. But listen, I feel like we are so strong that we're gonna be like Ike and Tina, and then we just gonna be all right. We're gonna figure it out. So that's what y'all need to do. Figure it out. All right, babe. So who want to go first? Ladies first. All right, ladies first. Ladies first. Ladies first. Is this thing on? Somebody talk to me. What you say, Max? Relationship is not perfect either, but you make it work. All right. So,
That's what Bill said.
Bill, you don't got no popcorn. All right. So look. All right. So, babe, tell me something that you don't like about me. Mind you, guys, this is unscripted, so I might find out some stuff that I didn't know. Cause I'm gonna keep it real. I'm finna tell her all kinds of stuff. This finna be like y'all finna be my counselor.
Honestly, I don't have nothing major bad that I don't like about you.
Oh,
All my
Lord.
stuff is like just little petty stuff.
Okay. What you don't like? Tell me something you don't like about me.
So one thing I don't like early in the morning, he likes to get on his phone and be loud, whether it's playing a video or something or talking on the phone to somebody. Take that to the other room.
All
You know,
right.
I like my peace in the morning.
Yeah, you're right. That is petty. That is petty.
And that's a quick attitude change. Like, bruh.
So look, all right. So look, I'm finna spark it off. Then look, when I spark it off, then she gonna be like, "Well, I don't like when you do that." Watch this, y'all. All of a sudden, now she try to play it safe, but y'all know I'm finna, I'm finna spark it off. All right. So what's one thing I don't like? All right. So I don't like it. I don't like the fact that she about cook 2 times a week, and then that's like almost pushing it barely. So she barely cook, and when she do, it ain't gonna be no more than 2 times a week. So, and that's something I can't stand. But now I'm finna tell you what certain things that we do that I feel like y'all should do as far as working past that. So somebody gonna ask me. So if you can't stand that, then ask me. If I can't stand that, why am I with you?
Why are you with me, sir, if you can't stand it?
I'll tell you why I'm with you since I can't stand it. So yes, I know how to cook, right? But that's not the point. A lot of times we get caught up in this. Well, you a woman, so you supposed to do this, and I'm a man, and I'm supposed to do that. And you a woman, you supposed to do this, and I'm a man, and I'm supposed to do that. Why? Where do we get that from? Like, why do we don't consider that we're in this together? So we need to figure this out together. So yes, I do like to cook. Yes, I can cook better than her.
Yes,
So,
he brags about
yes,
cooking.
yes, I can cook better than her. So why would I want to be on some super alpha manly stuff and say, woman, get in there and cook? And then that causes a problem, that causes an issue. Now I'm kind of singling her out, saying that this is your purpose, your sole purpose in life. You know what I mean? And no, I don't want to let the women off the hook neither. So I'm not gonna let y'all off the hook. So women out there that's like, yeah, that's right. We ain't gotta cook every day. Listen, if y'all didn't have a man, y'all was gonna cook anyway, right? So that's why I don't believe in that. I don't believe in women say that I ain't finna be cooking these hot meals if I'm working. Ma'am, you're gonna be cooking them hot meals by yourself. So if you was by yourself, you weren't gonna be cooking. And so that's my thing with her. But you know what's real about her? If she was by herself, she literally only gonna be cooking 2 times a week. So my kids would be starving. That's why we always said if we was to get a divorce, they coming with me. They ain't staying with her because they not gonna eat. But that's my point. So my point is, why do we kind of try to single out what is she supposed to do? So I'm not gonna single that out. I'm not gonna single that out and say this is just your job. If I come in and I know that I could put something together real quick, why would I waste time saying, hey, you need to cook? Because what's going to happen is I'm going to get upset. I'm going to get mad. Say how y'all say how to Kason. I'm going to get upset. And then, hey, quit yelling. And so when I come in, if just imagine me getting mad about it and saying, hey, you were supposed to cook. Now I got an attitude. Now we fussing and arguing about something that we shouldn't be fussing and arguing about. You see what I'm saying? Like y'all gotta sit and think about it. Okay, so see, you went first, and then I went second. So then now I'm gonna go, and then you go, cause I'm finna just keep on rolling. So what else? What else you do that I don't like? Um, she don't clean up like how we feel like women supposed to clean up. My wife is I will clean up when I feel
No,
like
it's
it.
not about how
Okay,
we feel
let's hear
like
it.
women's supposed
Let's
to
hear
clean
it.
up. How you feel like I should clean up.
All right. So she. So when I cook, I clean while I cook. So if anybody out there clean while they cook, raise your hand. I clean while I cook, right? So my wife, if she cook, she gonna leave them dishes like that. The whole kitchen finna be nasty. and then she might not clean it the next day.
Where do you get that from?
So, cause what part?
What the
If
statement
you
you're
cook,
making? Yeah. Where do you get that from?
bruh. See, I told y'all we finna open it. We finna open it flow up. I get it from watching you. So I clean. So you clean sometimes. So if the kitchen is nasty before you cook, you will clean the kitchen up before you cook. But if you cook, you don't clean up right after. And I get that all the time because you go to bed. What are you talking about? You go straight to bed, and I be in here watching dishes. I be like playing music, watching this late
So
at night.
not even during or anything.
You clean up before. So
No.
she cleaned up before.
You got your piece.
Yeah, my piece is correct. Look, cause you go to bed, watch this. As soon like tomorrow, when she do it tomorrow, I'll be like, see, I told you. But anyway, so when she do that, and so give you an example, like if she go to bed early, and I'll be like, dang, bro, like you know what I'm saying, like you cook, you know what I'm saying, you ain't just gonna leave the kitchen like that. So I'm gonna tell you what I do without complaining about it, cause see, you don't even know I don't complain about it, cause I don't complain about it. So instead of me saying, hey woman, that meal was lovely. Now you need to clean up the kitchen. There's no point in that, fellas. Like seriously, like what are we here for? Like, do you want a maid? Do you want a wife? Do you want what you want? I'm just trying to figure out what you want. Let me know what you want. Because if she cooked a good ass meal, I'm most definitely finna wash them dishes. And that's why she's so misconstrued about the kitchen being nasty because I wash the dishes. So that's like whatever. And I wash the dishes way more than she do. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay then. What are we talking about then, ladies and gentlemen? What are we talking about? Oh my God.
The one in there making a mess.
Oh, ain't you making a mess? You and your nasty
So
kids.
who help you though? Who come in and be like, you washing and I'll be rinsing?
Babe, you done that like twice since we've been in this house. Cut it out. Cause if she think I'm mad, she come in and do that. Yes, she do. Yes, she do. But my point is, fellas, is like, why are we not helping out? So like, I get it, man. You got a wife. You wanted to get married. You gave her the ring. She begged for the ring. She begged for the marriage. You gave her the marriage, and you feel like now she needs to be what you thought that constitutes for her to do, right? That's just, I ain't gonna say it's made up, but it's all within to each his own within your household. So within your household, in my household, the women folk did a lot of work, but I was around the women folk a lot, so I knew how to do a lot of the work. So and I'm okay with doing the work because if she slaved in that hot kitchen, then yes, I'm finna clean up. And I'm gonna give you a perfect example of when she just cooked after the last meal. So she came, she was tired, and she called me, and I was not planning on cooking. And she's like, babe, I'm hungry. And I said, okay. And I already was doing yard work. And so I was like, tell me what you want to do right now.
Which I was thankful for that.
Yeah. Yes. So I was like, tell me what you want to do right now because I need to know. So of course, we have some chicken. So I seasoned it up, put it in the oven. And I was like, these are the size I really want to eat. Cause she a carnivore. She eat straight meat and be done with it. And eat chicken and hot sauce. That's it. So I was like, these are the size I want. And so I did the bulk of the work. You know, I seasoned the meat, put it in the oven, let the oven do the rest. We baked it. And so she came home while I was outside doing the yard work. She was doing the cornbread and put the little sides together. All she do is crack open the can or something. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We on that glory road, you know, with the green beans. Y'all know what time it is. And so I said, that's all, you know, get a little bag of something out the freezer, bag of veggies. So that was it. And so when I came in, she finished the rest of it. You see what I'm saying? But then she did the dishes. And her thing was she had came home from work. I'd already prepared half of the meal. So of course she was willing to do half the dishes. And there's no complaints about that. And so my thing is we got to get out of this arguing, this back and forth. Because it don't make any sense. So tell me something else. What do you don't like about me? Well, I'm sweating. Something. Come on now, you gotta hit.
So since we're on the kitchen thing.
Oh, we gotta hit. Let's hit. You gotta hit hard.
You make a mess in the kitchen.
Like what?
Especially like during your barbecue times, and I don't know if you just be in your phase or you be excited about what you putting together in your seasons, you mixing and into your meats and stuff, but you just have stuff everywhere, seasoning and flour. The cabinets be open.
I be cleaning up though, bruh.
Afterwards,
yeah, I still be cleaning up.
The mess you be making need to be taken care of during.
So, and then does that mess bother you?
Yeah.
So what do? You just watch it?
No, I wipe it up.
Okay.
Majority of the time I wipe it up, but then if I'm there with it, then I just leave it and don't do nothing.
Y'all see how she just leave it and don't do nothing? So I don't even know why we even talking about that, because she still ain't doing nothing. Hey, you gonna make these folks think you ain't doing nothing around here. I know, right? All right. So then you gotta go twice. What's something else? What's something else? Something else serious. Come on, serious. Something that you feel like that you put up with, that you feel like nobody else put up with, or you feel like most women probably wouldn't put up with, or close to it.
No, I don't be worried about
I
it.
know you don't be worrying about that, but just tell me something that you put up with and that you be like, you know what, this could bother me, but yada yada, or do.
I guess something that you talk about would be like you hanging out and stuff,
What, going out?
going out, whatever. Yeah.
All right. All right. So you would, let's say, potentially have an issue with me going out. So why don't you be like other women and give me an earful of yakety yakety yak and complain and complain and complain and complain? Because I don't have that issue. I don't have you
Because we
complain.
talked about that before. Mainly
What's that?
because I was just like, I feel like you need to know the person that you're with. And with knowing that person and me not trying to change you and accept you for who you are, like I know that you're social, I know that you like to hang out. That's not necessarily my cup of tea all the time, although I will participate at times. Like I'm gonna let you be you and do you, because like that's part of the reason why I'm with you. And so no, it's not like you're doing anything disrespectful or anything like that. So I don't have a problem with it.
Did y'all hear that? Ladies, ladies, is this thing on? Did you hear that? So see, a lot of times y'all bring women unnecessary drama to a situation when you know good and well, one, like she said, you was a social butterfly when I met you. So why would I try to change you now that we together? So yes, a lot of people, like my wife, would catch a lot of slack because a lot of people see me go out, take pictures, have a good time, have a lot of female friends, and they be like, "Oh, I could never." And it's always like that single woman that says I could never. And I don't never want to like be like, well, that's why your ass single, right? But I just want to be like, sometimes you got to be real open minded about that. Like everybody is different, right? So I'm different and she different. So when I met you when you was like what, 19, 18, um, we were for best friends, and then we got married when we was like what, 30 something, 31. And so it's almost like let's just go from birth to 30. Like she done lived 30 something years. Why when I get married would I try to change her or who she is? And I done lived 30 plus years. Why would we get married and she try to be like, okay, now that we married, you can't do this and you can't do that. But I need you to do this. See, that's where we get a lot of resentment from. And like, I don't understand why y'all don't understand. I don't understand why y'all don't see that. That just blows my mind. Like, if she ever had an issue with me going out, to me personally, she couldn't say a damn thing to me. And I mean that in the most whatever way I can possibly put that. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because some people say, well, if you're my husband, I can say whatever I want to say. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We won't be married long, but yes, you can. You can say it. But this is what I'm gonna say to that. If I was doing that when you met me, and I stayed consistent, and I'm still doing that. Like she said, as long as I'm not getting out of hand, as long as I'm not getting disrespectful, as long as it ain't every night, as long as it ain't every weekend, then what would be the issue of you allowing me to go out and hang out with my friends, allow me to go out and kick it with people? It shouldn't be an issue with that. But a lot of times we create an issue and say, well, now that we're married, I feel like you need to be in the house all the time. Well, that's kind of crazy because see now, if she said I need to be in the house all the time, what do you think I'm gonna say? Think about this, y'all. What do you think I'm gonna say? So if she say I need to be in the house with her all the time and I can't hang out with my peoples, then ain't no way in the world I'm finna not let her get away with cooking 2 times a week. That doesn't make any sense. So now we're talking about the compromise. We're talking about the give and the take, the bend, the release. We're talking about that now. Because there is no way you could tell me what I can't do as a grown man that I've been doing for 30 plus years, right? Almost, because I probably was dating when I was in the womb. And now all of a sudden I can't do that anymore. But then you're gonna clean when you want to clean, you're gonna cook when you want to cook. That doesn't make any sense. So then that's when you get a lot of back and forth with relationships. You get a lot of people arguing and fighting because they're really mad about this. Honestly, you think that they're mad about one thing and they're really not. They're really so like She may think that I'm mad about something that she did. She may think that I'm mad about her cleaning up, but I'm really just mad because she told me I couldn't go hang out with my friends last Friday. That's why I'm really mad. But I'm finna twist it and make it seem like I'm pissed off because you ain't cleaning up like you supposed to, or you ain't cooking like you supposed to, and you don't show that appreciation. So, like, we gotta think, we gotta get in a deep dive into that, and we gotta understand that, and we gotta realize that, because a lot of times we be like, well, I could tell you what to do, but you can't tell me what to do. That is the most absurd shit I ever heard in my life. I don't understand what's wrong with y'all, because I can't even put it on the new breed of women. I can't put it on the new breed of men. I like, it's like old, young, small, tall, dark, short, white, whatever. Like, it's funny to me that y'all would, like, people would, we as people would have the nerve to say what somebody can't do, but then we're not given the perfect version of ourselves. So I like, how can I ask her to be in the perfect version of herself if I'm not going to give her the perfect version of me?
Basically, like I can say something to you, but don't say nothing to me about what I'm doing.
It doesn't make any sense. So, all right. So let's talk. Let's go emotional. So my turn. I'm up next. Um, I would say something that is hard for me to deal with sometimes. Um, that really put our relationship on notice or rocky road would have been like appreciation. So, like, my wife is not really big on showing appreciation, but she just feels like it should be like an understood, or I think that that's what I feel like she feels, that it should be understood. Well, it should be understood that I appreciate what you do. It should be understood, and that's not the case. I go through the day and be like, there's a lot of things that a woman doesn't do. I ain't gonna say can't do, but just doesn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really don't wash her car like that. So of course I wash the car. I keep the car clean. I do the yard work. I take the trash out. I cook when I can. I help out. I do clothes when I can. So when I'm doing all these little extra things, I'll be like, yo, you need to tell me thank you or something. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be like, this is what social media get me in trouble. Because I'd be like, judging from social media, none of these nephews are out here doing none of this. So since none of these nephews are out here doing none of these things, then you need to be glad that you got me doing almost all of those things. And I feel like she don't say thank you enough. And so to me, now if I, dive into why that didn't just put us like off to a point where it was like, is this enough for me to be like, I don't want to be with her? It's not. It's never to me. We're still together, so it's never to me to say something like that could break us up. But then it's almost like, if you're not really appreciating your significant other, then you got to ask yourself why. And I can say this: she's gotten better from day one to like day 500 where we at. So my thing is, should I be upset that I don't get it all the time? Or should I appreciate the fact that she's actually trying to do it and I see the effort? And that's where I'm at with that. So instead of me fussing about it, there were just times recently that I feel like I stepped outside the box and I did a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Beyond me doing my regular work, my job, and a lot of extra stuff. I was like, yo, you need to tell me like you appreciate me. And she didn't. And I really wanted to have an attitude about it. But the crazy part about it, she saw that I was upset and she saw that I was bothered about something. So what she did was decrease my workload and she helped out. And in turn, I saw that. So because I kept the same attitude and been like, yeah, I need to be mad at you forever. I need to be mad at you until you apologize to me. No, what are we doing this for? Think about it. You're just wasting time, you guys. Like,
Trying to be right.
you wasting too much time trying to be right, trying to be the one, trying to be like whatever. And it's like, why? Like, what did it give me? Because in the beginning I was like that. And we was on our way out of the relationship. We was headed toward divorce. And it was like, in the beginning, I was like, no, you finna apologize and you finna tell me, or you finna tell me you love me, you finna tell me you appreciate me, or else. You know what I mean? And then so I would walk around the house with an attitude for about like almost half a week. And she cold hearted. So she would walk around like, I don't know what's wrong with her, and I'm not gonna ask him. And so therefore nothing never got fixed. And so then we would evolve to an argument, a big argument, a blow up. And now I got to the point I'm just like, is it really worth it? Think about it. Is it really worth it? Like, you could win it, but then what are you winning? Because I need to ask you, what are you really winning? Just think about it. So if I come to her and I just say, "Hey, look, you didn't tell me that you appreciate what I did when I did the yard work, and I cooked the same day that I did the yard work, and I kept the kids while you was playing on the phone." You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I like to relate things to when I say women are gonna do those things without a man. Same difference. Like at the end of the day, if I live by myself, I was gonna have to keep my own yard. I'm gonna have to cook food for myself. If I was watching my kids the weekend that I would have my kids if we were separated, I have to do those things anyway. So I don't look for gratification through those things. Sometimes I do want to be appreciated, just like anybody. But if she neglects that, I'm not finna beat it across her head for several days in a row until she gives me my appreciation. I might voice it and I'll move on. And that's where I'm at. And I think that's honestly, that's helped our growth a lot. Me just being able to just say, you know what? I don't appreciate how you did this or how you didn't do that, but then I'll move on. And guess what? The difference between her now and then is she would come back and she would either show it or she would do something through actions and just be like, you know what? I really do appreciate what he did, or I do this or I do that. Um, so you go. What something else? What's something else? And then I just give me something else. Try to
I
give me
would
something good,
say
and then I'll let you go because
I
I'm
was just
holding her
gonna say
hostage.
that another thing with me, since he's over here in the way, would
Say
be
it.
me expecting you to help out more with the kids, like as far as not necessarily me telling you, but just I guess me thinking that you see I need help, or you see we trying to do something or go somewhere or prepare for whatever. So like help me do this or help me get them ready so we can go and be out the door type of thing.
All right. So what do you do to kind of deal with that instead of nag, and fuss and fuss and fuss? How do you get past this?
Well, first of all, I would just normally just be like, forget it, let me go and do it, get it over with, because it just got to be done type of thing. But then I talked to my counselor, and my counselor said that, well, if you've been doing it for this long and you haven't asked for help, then how do you expect for him to know that? So I didn't want to hear it, but then I was like, yeah, you're right. That kind of makes sense. But then I'm like, but he still should know that I need help. We trying to meet this goal, or we trying to be like whatever type of thing. So now I just get to the point where I just tell him when I need help. Ask him like if I need him to do something dealing with the kids, can he do this for me type of thing, so we can.
Riri, come get your baby.
So
You got to play with the phone though.
you messing up our sound. I told you not to come here, but
Yeah, you got to play with the sound. So keyword. You said counselor.
yeah.
Did that surprise you guys? Yes. We see counseling because you know what? We know no one's perfect. Oh my God. Seriously. Like sometimes it's okay to have a mediator. It's okay to have a third person, a third voice. Now, she just had an issue with me, and her counselor showed her how it's not really an issue with him. It's more so an issue within yourself that you haven't been able to accept the fact that these are things that you do by yourself. And that goes to what I always say when women always say, well, how they not finna cook when they get in a relationship. I'm like, what do you mean you're not finna cook? Like, if you work 40, I'm not finna work 40 hours and cook. I'm a new age woman. Like, what does that mean to me? I don't understand some of y'all. But that's when I get into that, I'm like, you got to do that anyway. You was doing it before that dude started dating you because you got kids. Most of you got kids. So you was doing that anyway, unless the kids were starving. So if you was only cooking one day of the week, the kids weren't eating the rest of the week. So it don't make sense to me. So to talk about what she said, like that bothered her, I give you a perfect example. We just really, I ain't gonna say we had an issue, but we had like a kind of like a little whatever just recently. Cause she was like, hey babe, I need you to help me get the baby ready in the morning. And just like her counselor said, I'm like, bro, like you get up and you've been doing that and you always do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be like, to me, once again, this is another what I do, what you do, or me versus you. So I'd be like, you cook 2 days a week. I don't ask you to cook 5. So no, I'm not getting nobody. and I'm not getting nobody ready in the morning. Like for real. Like I was slick finna be hot about that. I was finna be mad about it, honestly. But I was like, you know what? I work from home. I'm not doing anything. I'm typically up just so I can see her run around the house naked anyway when she getting ready. So since I'm up already, why can't I just get the baby together? Like that, I mean, to get him together, it takes 5 minutes. But I could have been fussing about it. I could have bitched about it. I could have made a big issue about it. But I was like, you know what? I was like, you know what? I help you get ready. But just so you know, you've been doing this by yourself, and you need to. This ain't nothing. You can continue to do this by yourself. So I said my
Because
piece.
y'all know what he wanted me to do?
What's that?
He wanted me to get up earlier than I normally get up. And I'm not doing it. Okay.
So look, y'all thought it was a real reason. She just lazy as hell. So she the only person that she has a fixed time to get up. And she be running up out the house with my kids. She be running up out the house with my children. And I'm just like, why you running up out the house with my children? So honestly, if she gets at least 5 minutes worth of help, it'll change her whole narrative and her whole dynamic. But the crazy part is, I came off driving the truck one time, literally been up all night, drove the truck from like 1 o'clock to 6:30 in the morning, pulled up in the house. Everybody running around the house frantic. I started the dishes, cooked her breakfast, set her stuff up, then put the baby clothes on, and then went upstairs and checked on the other kids, and everybody got out the house on time. Cause I knew when I walked in, it was a day that she got up late. So she still got up late. So she did lazy. She still got up late, and I still did everything. And then honestly, 3 days later, then she was like, "I need help getting ready in the morning." I'm like, "No, bro. Like something happened to me." So, but like that's my thing. Like, why fuss about it? I literally got reason to fuss. I literally could fuss. I could act a fool. And at the end of the day, she still would have done it, and she still would have been mad about it. But she still would be like, okay, that's fine. It is what it is, you know. But then now, guess what happens? If I make a big deal about that, and I want to go to homecoming like I did this past weekend, she in her right to just say, you know what? I got an issue with you going to homecoming. See, I got to think about this. A lot of times, people argue and fuss, and they're not even arguing about what they really bothered by. They're just putting up a front and bringing up some old shit to the table just so they can have a way to say that I'm mad about this. Because if she was like, yo, I don't want you to go to homecoming and I'm pissed off about that or whatever, I don't want you to go down and hang around your frat brothers and stuff like that, then I would have been like, dang, that's being selfish. But really, it probably would have been because I said, no, I'm not going to help you get the baby ready in the morning. And that was her way to get back. And a lot of times we fight and argue with our significant other because we trying to be vindictive and trying to just play get even. Like at some point we got to stop being like children. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to grow up and say, you know what? I really love this person. Let me just figure out how we're gonna make this work. Because that's all we've done. We've been married 12 years. And I'm gonna tell you, like the first couple of years, like it was fun. Like when y'all remember we was going on all them trips? Like that was the fun part. And then we had Aiden. It was kind of cool, but then we had Morgan, and the bottom fell out of that thing. I mean, that bottom fell out, and then we had to slowly work our way back up to the top. And it's like we had to really figure out each other. We had to learn each other. We had to learn what she like, what she don't like. You know, now like if I pass gas, I'll just go to the bathroom instead of just pass gas under the covers because she be mad. She get an attitude. But that literally would make her have attitude, and I probably wouldn't get none. So it was almost like I had to realize I have a chance. You know what I'm saying? Because I would just blow her up. But like you gotta know your people. You know what I'm saying? So look, you gotta do your due diligence. All right, so let me see if I got one more thing and then I'll let you go. What time is it? How long we been on? What
And I
time?
was just gonna say all of that to say that like you can't have your relationship like somebody else's relationship. Yeah, it's okay to admire other people's relationships, but like you gotta work within your own relationship. Like you and the person that you're with, like y'all gotta work together to figure out what works for you all and not try to compare yourselves to other people basically.
Yeah, we need to get out of that. We need to get out of that comparison. Why can't they do it or how they do it? Why we can't do it? Anybody can do it. You just gotta work on it.
Because you're working with different personalities,
Mm-hmm.
um, different pettiness or
Yep.
different attitudes and all that type of stuff like that. So if you really wanting to make it work, you just gotta figure it out.
Um, what else? All right, so she don't drive. So how many people out there that don't drive?
What you mean?
Bruh, when we go on long trips, you don't drive. What do you mean? And then you go to
There's no
sleep.
point.
So like it's a combination. So this is a two part. So one, when we drive long distances, she don't drive at all, which is like I feel like
How
petty.
many hours ago?
It don't matter. Even if it's just 3 hours, you ain't driving. You ain't driving, bruh. And so then not only does she not drive, like when I go out for these parties, these weekend excursions that I used to go on a lot, like she would literally not be on the phone with me to come home because she just really believes in getting her sleep. She really wants to go to sleep, and that would
It
really
ain't
piss
about
me
I
off.
really want to go to sleep. I'm tired, bro.
I understand, but I'm on
My
the
body
road.
tired.
I'm speeding home just so I can come home to you.
Well, I don't know what to do to make me stay up on the phone with
She
you.
cannot stay woke. She cannot look and listen. This is how, it was so bad. I used to be like, well, I just call some of my exes to keep me up, and she'd be like, okay, honey, I see you when you get home. What? And I literally would have to call them to keep me up. Like dead, I'm dead serious. Like they'd be like, all right, they be up or whatever. But and that's the type of relationship we got. She could have literally been mad and just been like, let me be pissed off about it. Like, why you still calling these females, or why you still got these numbers or whatever? And it's like that ain't the point. The point is why you not keeping me up to get home safely. That's the point. Since you love me so much. But like that's something I really, really could have just been upset with her about. So then if you ask, okay, so how do I deal with that? How do I cope with that? It was just more so like once again, understanding your significant other and then saying, you know what? Is it big enough for me to come home and be that pissed off about? Because I actually got a chance to leave the house. I got a chance to hang out with my friends. I got a chance to have a blast. And now I'm finna come home with drama just because she didn't stay up with me to get home. If I made it home safe and sound, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Why would I walk in the house with attitude? And I've done that like in the beginning. I've done that like once or twice in the very, very beginning. I come in the house with attitude because I come in home and she would be like acting like she happy I'm here. And I'd be like, dang, you don't even like it I'm here. I should have stayed where I was at. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I had a chance to go out, have a good time. She didn't fuss. She didn't nag. She didn't cuss. She didn't bitch about it. So to me, it would be more appreciative of me just to come home and be on some like no drama. And it took me a while, but I learned that. And I learned like that makes no sense. And a lot of times that just goes back to what we're trying to convey the message to a lot of people out there. Like what y'all doing is making no sense at all. Y'all want to fuss about this, but then y'all want that. But then y'all want this person to do this and then feel like y'all can't fuss about this or they can't talk to you about that. That makes zero sense. You can't you can't have it this way, but then want it another different way, you know. And a lot of times y'all gotta look into that. Y'all gotta look into yourself. Honestly, all this is self-checking. If you just want to know the truth, to like the key to a successful relationship is self-checking. Like she had to check herself to say, what am I doing wrong? What can I improve on? I noticed that I do this and this is not healthy for our relationship. How can I fix that? And I said the same thing. See, we get into this relationship didn't work all because of what you didn't do. And I easily could finger point and say when we was like going through our struggles, when going through our struggles and talking about, is this should we even be married? Like I easily could have said, well, this is because you don't cook, because you don't clean when I want you to, because we not doing the nasty when I want to. Like I could just run off a list of reasons and just blame her for it. But the whole time I didn't look into myself to say, what am I not doing? Right. So before I leave you guys, I want y'all to see all those 5 things that I named. How did I correct those things to say that it really wasn't her fault while I was pointing at her? It was my fault. So when she wasn't cooking, she just gave birth to our together second child, my third, her third, our second child. And she just gave birth. She was working full time, and I'm finna be mad that she not cooking all the time.
You was working three
I was working
jobs.
3 jobs, so I was helping out at none at all at the house. So you see how I was finna point that finger and be like, we need to get a divorce because you ain't doing this, right? Well, all I had to do was just help out, either buy a meal or cook a meal. So I figured it out. Now y'all see me what posting a lot like I'm in the kitchen, right? All right. What did I say? I go to the sex because that's the only other thing I remember. Remember my other 3, 4 things. So I go to the sex. I could say, yo, you're not doing this. Once again, my wife was tired. She was wore out. She didn't have any energy for all of that. Guess what? What could I have done? Oh, well, I helped out. I started cleaning more. I started helping out with the cooking. She was more appreciative. And I got a chance to see those results in the bedroom. Now, it wouldn't be when we go to bed because she still go to sleep. But it might be when we woke up the next morning. But I got a chance to see it. Understand? You just can't. You got to be appreciative of whatever you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting off task. Okay. All right. So what was the other thing? Cleaning.
Clean.
Cleaning. So I could point the finger and say, "You're not cleaning. You're not doing what you're supposed to do." Now, this is, mind you, this was right when we was talking about getting a divorce, and it was like really just questioning why did we even get into this, and it wasn't about what she wasn't doing. It was more about what I wasn't doing to help out. So before, fellas, you get on that, she ain't acting like my grandma used to act. Understand, your grandma didn't act like you thought she act. Like there's a lot of stuff you didn't see. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of arguing and fighting behind the doors that you didn't know of. And a lot of times she might have put up with some things just for the sake of the family. And I think that's what we miss a lot. We miss a lot of that because our families were so strong back in the days that they did a great job of hiding a lot of that. And if you didn't see it, you didn't think it existed. So you thought this strong woman cooked, clean, and did all of this, and she never fussed at a man. So therefore, as a man, I feel like I should get with a woman that cook, clean, do all of this, and never fusses at me. No, she fussed. She probably complained, but she did a good job of not letting you see that because that wasn't for you to see. It was none of your business. And that's what we gotta get into that. And the same thing for women. That's not an out just because you feel like, I had this child, I got married, I can just do less work because I'm working full time. No, you have to understand you asked for that lifestyle. So if you ask for that lifestyle, you have to be able to do something to contribute to that type of lifestyle to keep it strong, right? And don't get in a don't get in a situation where you say, I'm not going to do this. Because then the first thing we're going to do is as a man, get combative and say, well, if you're not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Just say, hey, babe, my wife just told you what she did. When she talked to the doctor, what did she say? What did you do, babe? When you talked to the doctor about helping out in the morning, what did you do?
I asked.
She asked. And guess what happened? Did I not do it? Even reluctantly, I still done it. You know why? Because she communicated. She came to me and said, look, hey, babe, I need help. She tried something out that, her therapist said try, and it worked. So my takeaway from that is a lot of times we feel too prideful to even talk to therapists. And we feel like we're above that. Well, the Lee family is not above that. We regular. I hate to tell y'all that we regular. We regular out here. It look good, but we still regular. And we need help just like a lot of people. But I feel like a lot of times we could still get past that. But now a lot of times our meetings with therapists are just kind of like check-ins and just kind of just say, you know what, I'm just really pissed off about this. Tell me I shouldn't be mad about this. That's all it is. But it's still giving that third party or that second person looking in. And they may say, yeah, you tripping. You bugging. Or they may say, yeah, you're right. You have the right to be upset about that. But this is how you correct that. Like, it's okay to need help. And a lot of times y'all won't go out and get that help. So with that being said, if y'all ain't learned nothing tonight, y'all need to learn. For one, it's okay to talk. You ain't gonna get nowhere not talking. We didn't get anywhere by not talking. Our worst years in life was when she wasn't talking to me. and we weren't communicating. Our best years was when she just opened up her mouth and said, "I need you to do this," and I said, "Okay, I can do that." And then in turn, I would open up my mouth for everything that she did that bothered me. I would say, "This bothers me when you don't appreciate when I do this," and so she would show appreciation. So, like, the communication is key. And if you feel like you got good communication and you still can't figure out, what's going wrong, then get some professional help. It's okay to get professional help. Like, your job pays for that. Her job pays for that. If the job didn't pay for that, we wouldn't do it. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't spending no money. But the job pays for that. They pay for like a certain amount of visits, and then like now I think is where we can get it's unlimited now. Ain't it? So it used to be like 6 visits, but now that shit unlimited. You know why? Because a lot of companies are helping out with mental health. So a lot of y'all jobs pay for this. Y'all just don't even know that because y'all ain't asked nobody. Go to your HR rep and ask. Say, does my insurance pay for this? Call your insurance. Like, y'all can get this shit done for free. Like, we need to look more into like saving these relationships and helping to the growth of our community, the black community, of course, and getting to the point where we're not giving up so easily. Like, it's just, I'm just mad at you and I'm done with you. I'm upset with you, I'm done with you. We need to try to figure out ways to make it work and figure out ways to communicate to get better and to grow. Because, like we started this conversation in the beginning, there is nothing perfect in life. I promise you, there is nothing perfect. Our relationship is way far from it. It's way far, and I'm glad that it is because it wouldn't even be fun if it was perfect. I promise you, it wouldn't even be fun. It's more fun to see the growth in my wife now than it would be if she didn't have any issues. Like, that shit would be boring to me. It really would. But now I see her doing stuff, and when she does stuff that I noticed she was slacking in, or she wouldn't do, or she wouldn't be like whatever, I get more excited than she do. Like, she get excited and be like, "Hey babe, yada yada." I be like, "Babe, I was 2 steps ahead of you. I appreciate it when you done that. Yada yada yada." Like, I like that. I like to see that growth, and it helps. It helps for the relationship. But all right, so look, where my time is. All right, we was 45 on y'all, so we kept y'all long enough. She ready to go jump in the tub and go to bed. Cause once again, if y'all ain't know one thing, she like to sleep, right? But all right, so listen, if y'all have any questions, y'all know y'all can hit me up. I like to feel like I can be.
Opinion,
I feel like I could be
your
a
own
therapist.
situations, thoughts.
Just let me know. I'm always gonna chime in
Because
because
we
listen.
would really like to do this, like if other people or other couples to kind of,
Yes,
bounce off each
yes,
other and that
yes,
type of
yes.
stuff.
We
So,
really do want to like start talking to other couples because like we can help each other by giving, yes, you too, starting with you. So we really want to help other couples, fix relationships, fix damaged relationships, only because like we're so quick to give up, and it's like nobody never cared to even figure out why it went wrong. And sometimes you could just jump in and talk. So we're not gonna be no licensed therapist, but we'll sit down and like and talk about what do you think and why do you think this work and doesn't work, you know. So like I said, we would love to hear some feedback, either or. And if y'all just shy and y'all want people to know y'all business, that's fine too. But y'all know y'all can hit me up on the what's the name line. But in the meantime, if anybody know anybody that's trying to sell a house or buy a house or want to do anything with a house, make sure y'all gave y'all boy a call because I'm licensed in all 50 states of the United States of America, Incorporated. That does mean Puerto Rico and Hawaii. If y'all didn't know, all 50, Alaska, all that. So anyway, y'all have a wonderful night. For the people that didn't see it, y'all gonna see it in the morning. I hope y'all can just ride to work and vibe with us. And in the meantime, I'm probably gonna be starting up another podcast with my cousin. She in there right now. She be getting on my nerves. But like we're gonna be arguing. That podcast gonna be straight argue, combat road. But y'all have a beautiful night. Peace.